you doing, Mark? You all right, mate?
How's it going, man?
Well, mate, good to see you.
Right, good morning from Koh Phangan. Now, I just arrived here and I've just met up with my old friend Mark. We've known each other for nearly 40 years, but we haven't seen each other for 15 years. So to celebrate to celebrate us meeting again, we're going to climb up the highest mountain in Koh Phangan, and then just to make it a little bit more difficult, we're going to follow a long ridge along the top of the mountain and then descend to one of the beaches. You looking forward to it, Mark?
I am actually, yeah. It's a good hike.
So I turned up here thinking that I was going to end up checking into a room in the town nearby, and I ended up with a house to myself. Very nice. And this is Tanu Beach, which is like kind of famous for health resorts, health spas and yoga places, that kind of thing. I must admit, it is very, very peaceful. So it's not even 8 AM and we're starting already. We want to get an early start. It's the hot season now, and every bit of the heat of the day we can avoid is worth it. So the hike starts at a place called Kaura Terrace. Now Kaura is the highest mountain in Koh Phangan. We're going to walk to the top of it, which is something, you know, that a fair number of people do. But then once we get up there, we're going to do what most people don't do. We're going to hike a lot further along the ridge and then down the other side to one of the beaches. First view up to the mountain as we're going up the top there. Oh dear me, it's quite formidable. Yeah, I'll have a little zoom in. A little way in and we're really sweaty already. It's going to be a hot one, you can just tell.
Did you do all the editing yourself, or you have some help for that?
No, I do. Yeah.
You find it easy?
Enjoy it.
Yeah. You have some kind of special software for it, or?
Oh yeah, I'll do it on my mobile phone. I'll show you, mate. And now we're really getting the feeling that we're getting out in the jungle. I mean, I enjoyed that hike the other day on Koh Samui, but it was nothing like this. You know, it was a lot of it was actually on proper kind of dirt roads or even concrete roads. But there's none of that here. You truly get the feeling that you're in the forest. Sign. Kaura, 1 kilometer. Right, we get nearer.
Yeah. Once we get to 500 meters, we know we've really cracked it.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been bitten by a scorpion, but I tell you the most painful thing I've ever experienced, bar none.
What was that, Mark? Centipede?
No, stepping on a stonefish.
Oh no, you didn't.
I'm serious, yeah.
People die because of that, you know, because it's so painful if they, you know, they drown.
Get heart attacks, yeah. I
What happened?
Well, I was coming back from it was a swim. I went for a swim on an early Sunday morning, and I lived on this old Thai wooden house right on the water.
Yeah.
Like at high tide, the water would lap up against the support.
I'm stuck in this tree, can't get me back through. Yeah, carry on.
But this was at low tide on a Sunday. We went out swimming. I went with my girlfriend. She came back first. As I was coming back, I thought, what was that? I thought I just trod on a sharp stone.
How deep was the water at that point?
No, it was nothing. It was like
right, yeah, it was right.
But it was rocky water, and I thought, fuck, that hurt. and I thought it was just a sharp piece of coral or something, but as I walked in, it didn't dissipate. And then by the time I got into my house, I said I better lay down, and then the pain started ramping up and intensifying. And within 30 minutes, it was absolutely excruciating pain. Like it felt like someone had a blowtorch to the sole of my foot.
No.
It was just the worst pain, bar none, I've ever experienced in my life.
Sounds awful, mate. You know, I've read about, I've read that people die through the shock, or drowning.
I didn't do anything. Well, I took some carver. I think I took a hit on a vape pen. And I think maybe I took a shot of whiskey or something, I'm not sure. But
Right, just to deaden it.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
It was just such intense pain. I mean, it actually had me in tears.
Yeah, I could believe
Crying
it.
with despair.
Yeah.
A couple of times because it was so painful. They said I went to the hospital a couple of days later just because I thought maybe I needed tetanus or something.
Yeah.
And when I described the whole experience to them, exactly how it happened, where it was on the sole of my foot,
Yeah.
the pain, everything, he said to me, 99% for sure you trod on a stonefish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he said of all the people we get coming into our hospital during the year, people that have trodden on a stonefish express the most pain.
Right.
And we usually put them on a high dose of morphine.
Right.
So you can imagine how painful
Yeah.
that is.
Dodgy, mate. Totally dodgy. What does that say? 100 metres. Nearly there. Opening up. A little bit misty, but nice. So we've done just like a couple of footsteps over 4 kilometres. 587 metres elevation, which means we've done about 520 metres ascent from where we started. It's 09:21, so it took us just over an hour and a half. This looks like the real long section of the trail that follows the ridge and then gradually heads down to one of the beaches, but a long way to go. Should have been stung by something, I don't know what.
There's quite a few nice trails on this island that are good accessible. This is certainly one of them.
Yeah, it's just very pleasant. Right, we've now headed down on the trail that leads down to the ridge, and so far it looks all right. It's not that hard to follow, but Mark's hiked it before and he seems to recall that at one stage it is a bit harder to follow. We shall see. Yeah, of course, Mark, that's the thing about Thailand. I mean, the potential is here to live such an incredibly healthy lifestyle. You know, it's got to be one of the best places on the planet for like fruit and things like that. But of course, there's also so many temptations.
Yeah. I mean, you can choose your poison here. You can choose your lifestyle, but for
Yeah.
sure, if you want to be like going to the gym and drinking coconuts and juices and eating healthy food and hiking and swimming, and I've always felt like the food is pretty healthy and nutritious here in Thailand.
Yeah, not always, you know, it's definitely deteriorated.
I always remember coming from India, and Thailand used to feel a whole step up.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
like people that live long term in India, often they feel a little bit worn out.
You could always tell them. I remember in the early 90s when we were living on Soi Si Bump In, you could always tell the people that had flown in from India because they just had that gaunt, withdrawn look.
Right.
You know, the eyes sucked into the face look, you know. But yeah, no, it is. I mean, but it is potentially Thailand is just such a cool place to live a healthy lifestyle. It just doesn't always work out that way.
Well, we're doing it today.
We're doing it today. Well, I've just checked the GPS to see how we're getting on. And we took the wrong trail down. What we're doing now is we're taking the trail that kind of loops back to where we started. So, I mean, it's an unfamiliar trail and it's quite a nice one. But, yeah, we made a bit of an error at the top there and set off in the wrong direction. We should have found out a bit sooner, really.
I honestly don't know how we did that, because I know that what we took down from the summit was the right way, so I just don't know.
It wasn't. I was right. It was that trail, you know. It might have. There might have been one that branched off.
Where that guy was sitting was where we came from.
No, it
wasn't. When you looked at Chalaklum, we had to go to the right, which is the way we went.
Yeah.
Because
we come up from behind it.
Huh?
We come up from behind and I had to turn left and go a bit down the path to put up that action cam. You know, no, I knew that was the right way. I'll tell you what, it's a nice little walk there. It's very...
Yeah, well, if you come back, I'll definitely do the proper one with you.
Yeah, the ridge. 7.84 kilometres, 604 metres of total ascent, 3 hours 4 minutes, moving time 1 hour 2 minutes, stationary.
That's not bad though, Carl.
No, it's still 4 hours, mate. Though.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
So welcome to Had Rin Beach, home of the full moon party. I first come here in the late 80s. I remember a group of us got a boat over from Borput Beach over here for one of the earliest full moon parties. I think there was probably about 200 of us around a bonfire. It's a million miles from what it is today. And in fact, it's the first time I've been here for 20 or 21 years. And I remember the last time I was here with a friend, and we arrived a few days before the full moon party, and we managed to get some accommodation. We were just waiting and the crowds are building up. And the day before we just gave up, we just decided we didn't want to be here for the full moon party. You know, the place had just kind of, the scale of it was huge to what I remember. One memory I've got from here from my last trip, which was about 21 years ago, I was here with my good friend Chris, and we were here a few days before the full moon party. You know, we were there for the build up. And I just remember one night I went back to the bungalows behind me here. I went back early for some reason. Chris carried on drinking. He ended up on them buckets. Now I think, what are them buckets? It's like cheap Thai whiskey, Coca-Cola and loads of Red Bull. It's like the cheapest, nastiest way known to man of getting drunk. Anyway, the next morning Chris weren't in his bungalow, and later on he showed up It turned out he woke up in the morning on this beach with the dog licking his face. He just got so drunk he forgot what happened, and he ended up sleeping on the sand on this beach, and he'd been robbed of 4,000 baht. So I joked with him that he ended up staying at the most expensive room on Had Rin that night. Just stopped at this absolutely amazing tree. It says in Thai, Dong Yang Na Yai, the biggest Yang Na tree. And I read somewhere, I think this is like 54 metres high, so what's that, about 170 foot, something like that, and they reckon it's about 400 years old. It looks it, incredible tree.
I knew I wanted to meet up with Mark when I got it, because I've known Mark for nearly 40 years now, although we haven't met up for about 15. And when I arrived, I thought I'd just get a room nearby or something, but Mark offered me a house to myself for a few days, which was absolutely fantastic. He's got a couple of absolutely brilliant homes here that are near to the really chilled Sitanu and Zen beaches. So what is it? You've got a couple of houses on this lovely plot of land, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I just finished building them, Carl, which was why it was a perfect time for you to rock up and I could let you stay.
Yeah, it was fortunate timing.
Because I'm just at the stage now, I'm doing the final bits of artwork and stuff, take the photos and get them listed.
Yeah, sure.
Start renting them next month.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Well, I'll tell you, it is an absolutely lovely location. It is a million miles away from the full moon party, if anybody wanted to avoid all that. The nearby beaches, Sritanu and Zen, have got a bit of a more chilled reputation. So I think anybody looking for a lovely family place to stay on Koh Phangan, Mark could be your man.